Yo, what's up, guys? It's Kyle. And a wise man by the name of J. Cole once said, "Pride is the devil." And I was on that train for a long time, that pride is the worst sin and it leads to everything else. But what if I told you that the worst sin isn't pride or lust or greed or any of the seven deadly sins? But what if all of them, every single one, actually comes from one deeper source? Not evil, not human desire, but fear. So, we've all heard of the seven deadly sins being pride, envy, wrath, sloth, greed, gluttony, and lust. And they've been taught as the root of kind of what makes us human, like not in a good way, but just that everybody deals with these things, and like how human brokenness is. And that's kind of where it comes from, is the seven deadly sins, and that's what we've been taught for hundreds of years. But what if they're not the root of your sin at all? And what if they're just symptoms or side effects? Because today I want to talk about like a different perspective, and one that kind of flips everything on its head, because fear, in my opinion, is the real root of sin. And love can be a solution to that. So what is fear really? Fear is just being scared of not being able to do something. Like, fear isn't just being scared of something in the dark, but fear at its core is that it's the realization that we aren't enough on our own and that we can't control everything. It's the feeling that we aren't going to be able to hold up, or that we can't control life, or that we might fail. We could be rejected in some sort of way, or we could be left without everything that we think we need, or just that we don't have the power to do everything in every situation. And deep down it comes like it becomes this quiet belief that I have to fix this myself, which that's the point where everything starts to go down the wrong path. Because if we break it down, like all the seven deadly sins, pride isn't just being arrogant, but it's the fear that you're not enough, so you try to prove that you are. Envy isn't just jealousy, but you're missing something essential, that others have what you need to complete or need to be complete. Wrath is that fear that life or people are out of your control, and then you feel upset or angry and that it's their fault. Sloth isn't laziness, it's the fear that you'll fail. So oftentimes you either just push something off and you don't start, or you push something off, or you just don't start it at all. Greed is fear of not having enough. So you hold on tighter and tighter because you don't want the chance for something to not be in your hands. Gluttony is the same fear, just kind of expressed physically. Because what if, it's I can't remember the exact story, but it's basically, I'm pretty sure it was manna in the Bible, where, and I don't know why, but I just can't remember exactly how it is or who it was, but basically God gave somebody, I'm sorry, please tell me in the comments. I'm probably going to look it up after this, but I might forget. Somebody was given manna, which is like a kind of bread, I'm pretty sure, and God said that he would give them their daily bread. And he said that they would be fulfilled each day, but And as long as they just trusted in him, then they would get bread every day, and then they wouldn't be hungry. But then, like, basically they were they fell into gluttony, and they were like, well, what if he doesn't come back tomorrow to give us our bread? So then they took a bunch of bread and stacked it up, and it all went bad. So that was just a little side tangent, but yeah, that's what gluttony is. You're scared that there won't be enough for later. And lust goes deeper than just a human desire. It's the fear of losing control, so you try to take it now. And even things like unforgiveness and resentment and, like, yeah, they come from fear that if you let go, you'll be hurt again. And so if you hold on, then you'll end up carrying the weight yourself. And a lot of times people think that fear is like a natural instinct, and that, we're just bound to fear things. So it must be right, because that's how animals evolve and stuff. But like, nuh-uh. So here's the problem. Fear might push you towards change, but it can't sustain that transformation, because fear can wake you up, but it doesn't make you, it doesn't fulfill you in what you're afraid of. And it doesn't make you whole, because fear keeps you focused on yourself, your performance, your control, your outcomes. And that's kind of exhausting, because if you're always worrying about something, you're focused, but you're worrying about being focused. And it doesn't allow you to actually focus on working. And there is, like I said though, a solution, which is love. Which I feel like in my little yapping videos, that's going to be a common theme. It's almost like this Bible thing. It's like there's common themes that keep occurring in this book. That's weird, isn't it? Anyways, so there's kind of a line that I think might help change your perspective. And it's that perfect love casts out fear. It doesn't manage it, it doesn't balance it, but it casts it out. Because when you know deep down that you are loved, you're able to stop worrying about proving your worth. And you don't need to rely on being prideful. You don't need to compete with other people or compare yourself, or try and have the power of the world in your hands. And you don't have to hoard things and try and control, which that itself is like 3 deadly sins right there. Love is able to do so many things. You would be surprised. Maybe not though, because I feel like everyone knows that love is good. Love is a beautiful thing in many, many ways. So it's just hard to love sometimes, and hard to remember to love. So the thing is though, is love is what can fill that gap that fear can like create. And what love looks like in real life is kind of complicated to actually enact, but when fear leaves, something has to replace it. And we don't want to be fearful, duh. So love shows up in different ways. Like joy. You can choose to be joyous even when you're hurting. Or you can choose peace even when things aren't fixed yet. Patience when people frustrate you. Frustrate you. Gentleness towards weakness. Either towards others and showing grace and I don't know what's wrong with me today, and showing patience, or with yourself, because that's just as important as showing it to others. Be patient with yourself. Give yourself time, please. Patience. I was talking about gentleness. Either way, do both to yourself and others. Be gentle to yourself and others as well, but also be patient. It neither would hurt. Faithfulness, like staying humble, and like grounded in something bigger, like, because you're a part of a bigger picture. I promise you aren't the bigger picture. Like, you're not that guy. You are that guy. You're not that guy. Like, you're cool, but you're not like the creator of the universe type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Humility, like not thinking less of yourself, but seeing yourself clearly, and like, so see yourself realistically. Like I just said, like you're a part of a bigger picture, and other people are also a part of this picture. And you don't want to think poorly about yourself, but you don't want to think too highly of yourself, because then we get to pride. You want to think of yourself realistically. Don't drag yourself down, but don't bring yourself up. See yourself right where you are. Like that's where you need, like that's where you learn and you gain from, is seeing yourself as who you are. And self-control. Don't force behavior, but being like guided from what you know is right. And suddenly, if you do those things, I know that took a little bit, but if you do those things, joy, peace, patience, gentleness, faithfulness, humility, and self-control, you don't need to prove anything anymore. You can let go of pride. You can stop being jealous and envying. You can release that wrath, not in like a Hulk way, but just like the wrath can leave you. And you can actually try without fear of failure. And because it's no longer about doing everything perfectly, because you're not perfect and you never will be. There was one guy that was perfect though, and he laid it out for you, and he lets you, like, he paid the price for you, and he's given you everything. His name is Jesus, by the way. But yeah, it's not about trying to be perfect, but it's about living from a place of being loved and sharing that love. Because if you live like you're loved, because you are, all you'll be able to see in no matter what situation is love. So what is the worst sin? It's not lust, it's not greed, it's not pride. I'm gonna stop there. It's not any of those, but it's the fear underneath all of those. Because fear keeps you trapped in the idea that everything depends on you. And that's scary. I know it's crazy that fear is scary, but like sometimes you need to point out the obvious. fear underneath all those sins and those problems that you see in life that come from those sins, they come, so you have your problems, which come from the deadly sins. The deadly sins come from the fear that is entangled in all those. Because fear keeps you trapped in the idea that everything depends on you. But love is just tells the completely different story. You're already accepted, you're already valued, and you're already enough. You are perfect in the way that you're meant to be. All right? Because, but that doesn't mean that you have to be perfect, because you're already perfect. Love yourself. And when you accept that truth, then fear loosens its grip on you. And then you're able to see much more clearly, which I know it's weird to think that, we live in such a harsh world. And usually if you're saying that you're a realist, that really means you're a little bit more of a pessimist. And because you're seeing things as how they are, and you're seeing things poorly. But really, seeing things realistically is seeing things through love and seeing things as the bright side, the glass half full. Because really, you don't have to deal with that sin or that fear of sin or fear of being perfect or fear of living up to any standards, because your life should only be trying to live up to Jesus. And he paid the price for you, so you don't have to carry burdens on your shoulders. All you have to do is love him and live like he did. And that's all he asks, is that you believe in him and you live like him to your best. All he wants is a relationship with you. And having a relationship with him means loving. I think that's what it means, loving. So really that's about it for today. I think this was a valuable conversation with my little camera today. So if this changed your perspective at all, or maybe you've never thought about this really before, but this gave you insight, let me know in the comments, which what part of this video did you enjoy the most? What affected you the most? What's gonna stay in your head after this video? Because I'd love to know, so that I can know what I should talk about again, and what if I said anything has some real truth to you. So yeah, if you want more content like this, breaking down deep ideas in a real practical way that I believe in my view, then hit that subscribe button, and let me know what you want to see in the future. I really appreciate you watching this video to the end. And yeah, I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for watching and letting me kind of continue this video diary blog thing to just document my thoughts and letting me share. So I really appreciate you guys. Sorry for this kind of long outro, but I'm just super grateful that I'm able to do this, just as a hobby in my free time, because it's pretty therapeutic. I would recommend. But yeah, I'm just super grateful for you guys. I love you guys. Yeah, I hope this did something for you in this video. That'll give you a positive outlook on life in a new way. And yeah, this outro is way too long. I'm sorry, guys. I love you. I'm so grateful. Comment what you want next. Subscribe. God bless. Have a wonderful day. I love you. Peace. See ya. Bye. Next one tomorrow, probably, I guess.